different, or you had any ideas in this time that you think you might like get to or try out now, or
as in like process? What? Yeah, like you heard me think.
Yeah.
What have I been doing?
Putting words in your mouth now, but like, yeah, no, I mean, because for me, I've just been like, because I've obviously finished with WrestleLine. I've gone over to Turnbuckle, and the guys over there, they've been like, right, what are you going to put out next? Think of new shows while you've got all this time. And I'm looking around, because the thing is, I listen to so many podcasters anyway, and I've watched so many people's videos, so I'm always thinking like, man, this market is so flooded sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in the process now of doing that. I'm going to go into like doing some different genres of things. Like I might start doing some reaction videos and I don't know, like stuff on films, stuff on Netflix, but just very short 5-minute videos here and there, and see how that goes. A lot of my listeners keep telling me to do it because they like to sometimes hear me moan. It's like it's become a thing.
It's become a thing.
Do you know, I think like
the whole kind of situation with this, it's been very, very hard to think outside the box. Like I literally, at one point a couple of weeks ago, I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to chuck it all in. Like, I'm not kidding. I was ready to just stop, because I just thought, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I literally have no idea. And I obviously spoke to a couple of my friends, and they said, don't be an idiot. Like, if you want to do it, you know, just think. And I spoke to a good friend at NWA, and he said to me, he just said, look, like, you need to think outside the box. Think about what other people aren't doing. And it's been tough, to be fair. It has been really, really hard, because everybody at the minute is trying to do different. You want to be that kind of standout person. So yeah.
Plus as well, one thing I've noticed is that there's podcasts have sprung up like 80%. They're everywhere because everyone's doing them. Because like I'm guessing everybody's in the same boat. But like if people that weren't podcasting suddenly are thinking, it's not. I mean, when you think about it, it's not that difficult to put a podcast together.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take a lot of stuff.
Especially got a lot of time on your hands as well.
Yeah, you can do that. So I've seen a lot spring up, and it's kind of been, I've been kind of thinking to myself, like, you know, you can kind of look at it two ways. You can, one of my other friends who I know really well, he's got a podcast, and he was getting really annoyed about it, because he was like, he's always looking at it like, they're on my turf. They're taking my audience. This was my baby. I've been doing this for 10 years, and they've just come along because they're bored. And I know what he means, because, and his thing was like, the quality isn't as good, and yet they're getting all these people. But like, I don't think you can look at things like that, because I think with podcasting especially, like it used to be quite a niche thing, but I think it's kind of gone now, especially with wrestling. It's it is quite a niche audience sometimes, and it is hard unless you network really well and you can get the interviews and stuff. But even that's not a guarantee sometimes. So I think you do have to just like look outside the box and look at other things. And I don't know, but I think I kept saying to him, like, try not to beat yourself up too much about it, because like, you know, there's you got to look at the positives as well.
I think it is hard in that situation.
How do you feel about it? If you see somebody like who's doing like a YouTube video that's kind of similar to yours, and they've only just come on because they're bored and they got nothing better to do now, then they're going to do this with their time. But the quality and the content is not as good as your stuff, but yet they're kind of trending. Does that annoy you, or do you just care about what you do?
I think get off of my property, please.
So you're the same.
Get out of my lane. No, I think it is hard. Sometimes it is hard for me, because I do think to myself, like, and I get moaned at all the time, like, and sometimes I'm like, oh, do you know what? I do beat myself up a little bit. If people are doing better than me, I'm like, for God's sake, like, pull yourself together. And yeah, I do kind of get like that sometimes. And then like I have a little pep talk from my mates, or so like from other podcasts, like, Jess, don't be an idiot. I'm like, okay, fine. It is hard, because everyone is at the minute, you know, doing the same thing. It's hard. And yeah, sometimes I do feel a little bit deflated. I think, oh, like, they're doing this, I'm doing that, blah, blah, blah. But I think to myself, do you know what? There's going to be some crazy people out there that will want to watch me instead. So it's fine. I'll survive. If I want to do it, I do it because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And most people won't listen to me when I talk about wrestling. So that's
it's a release for you at the
really,
end of it.
if I turn around to my friends and start talking about wrestling, they're like, yep, and?
Yeah.
When if I turn around and say something about John Cena and someone doesn't know who John Cena is, that's it. You're out of my life. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you know, I had the most like craziest conversation the other day with somebody. We were talking about The Rock, and it sprung up about 10 minutes during this conversation that he did not know. He only knew The Rock as a film star. He never knew he wrestled. I was like, geez, has it been that long? Has The Rock just transitioned so well that like people only know him as a film star? Like, it just blew my mind. And they were like, oh, I never knew he used to WWF stuff. I didn't know he was in that. I was like, yeah, go and look it up. And they did. But like, yeah, it blew my mind. I was thinking, blimey, this is crazy now, like where we are. But then I know he's highly successful now in the movie business. There's no two ways about it. He's definitely made a name for himself there. But it is strange, like, to think some people out there only know him as the film star and not from wrestling. Because at one time,
fans.
Yeah, one time he was The Rock was just WWF. That's where he was famous for. But now, yeah, he's become such a big name in Hollywood that I guess there are many people that probably don't look that far back in his background. He's just a film star to them. But it just, kind of was a very odd conversation. Made me feel very old as well at the same time, to be honest with you. Are you now? You're a gamer. I know we've chatted about it off air. You play some games, and you're a Fortnite person as well, aren't you?
I am a Fortnite person. Yeah.
See, that's one that I have never picked up. I've never played ever.
Really?
I've only heard about Myth, and lots of my friends play it, but I've just never thought of playing it. I don't know why, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you know? I'm quite like when you said the other day that you haven't. I was like, really? I did think that. Like, I think
he's one of those.
You are.
He's one of those.
He's one of those people. No, do you know what? The start of this whole world crisis we've got going on. I did play most days. I played on PlayStation most days, but it's been a lot since I haven't been working. It's been a lot, and I ended up kind of playing Warzone and GTA and all of that. But yeah, Fortnite is just I get into bed and I'm like, do you know what? Gonna shoot a few characters, gonna shoot a few people before I sleep tonight. And yeah, you should play it though. Just try it. I don't like the building bits. The building bits get a little bit confusing for me.
Yeah, I think but the thing is, now I'm a bit of a Nintendo geek over here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I play the Switch a lot.
Yeah.
I do have PlayStation, but I find with PlayStation, the games are obviously a lot better, like looking and everything, but I have more fun on the Switch. I don't know what it is, but Mario and those type of things, there's just nostalgia there for me. And then I got hooked on bloody Animal Crossing, like badly.
No, you didn't.
I have. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm hooked on bloody Animal Crossing, and it's one of those things now that's sort of.
That.
Yeah, not many people do, but it's one of those things now that I'm kind of committed to.
Yeah.
Like. Hello guys, John Scott here, and as you can imagine, and probably aware, the connection was lost. Another technical problem. But you guys know I never try and hush it up too much, and I do a nice little voiceover like this. Now don't forget guys, you're listening to John Scott's podcast, and this is a good opportunity whilst we're doing this interview with Jess to just let you guys know about 1310 Apparel and to go and check them out. I have been told very recently that they have now restocked a lot of their clothing line, and they are also about to release a new diamond brand that's going to be coming out soon as well. So guys, go and check out 1310. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the interview with Jess. Right, okay. I'm not ashamed to admit it either. I'm not one of these people that when a disaster happens on the podcast, I don't try and cover it up. What I do is I do a little talk over and I say exactly what happened, and then we go back into it. So
you mugged me off for Animal Crossing.
I mugged you off. What I'll do on the voiceover, I'll do an hour later. John returned after playing Animal Crossing to finish off the podcast.
Waiting, and I'm like, where did it go?
Jess watched it on YouTube as John streamed it. No, so Animal Crossing, yes, it's become a bit addictive for me, and because it's in real time as well, the whole getting up and looking what's new on there has become quite a thing for me. But yeah, it wasn't. I never played any other. I never played the one before it. It's just I just decided to check what all the fuss was about, and next thing I know, I'm bloody playing Animal Crossing. But I seem to like games like that. There was this other one called it was like, I don't know if this might be a bit before your time, so that Theme Hospital. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh my god, don't get me started on
Theme
Theme Hospital. Don't get me started on my PC games.
Okay, because there was one. There's a new one coming out on the Switch. It might be in PlayStation, but it's called. I think it's called a.
Isn't it like Theme Hospital 2.0 or something like that?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's 2 Point Hospital, I think it's called. And yeah, I got really into that as well. It just reminded me, because like the kind of humour in it is the same.
Oh,
so they definitely get
they still got the head where they blow him up and then it like shrivels.
Oh, they got some really weird stuff going on
Really?
on it now. Yeah, I think if you're into Theme Hospital, it's not made by the same people, but it's like a love letter to that game. Like the people that made this obviously loved Theme Hospital because all the ideas are taken from it. But it's a bit more advanced than that. But it's easy to play. It's a very easy pickup, and even though it's like building stuff, it's very easy.
Did you ever play Zoo Tycoon?
I did, yes.
Oh my god!
I actually have that. Like, it's funny you say that. I have that in front of me.
Do you know what?
An old disc.
Behind my laptop currently, I was looking when I was cleaning out my room the other day. I found all my old PC games, and behind my laptop I've currently got did you ever play Hotel Giant?
I never played Hotel Giant.
Right,
no.
Well that's the one you got to play. That and Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm literally looking as we speak. Sim City, I had that.
I played a lot of the Sims.
I love Sims.
Yeah, controlling people.
Controlling people. And Airline Tycoon as well. I loved any of their tycoony stuff.
Okay.
Loved it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of old PC games, but a lot of them would not work on my laptop or PC now. Like it just wouldn't load unless I get like an old Windows installed or something. But you can download quite a lot of that stuff as well. I'm a bit nuts for stuff like Football Manager and Championship Manager, like football games that are like that. But you'd probably have zero interest in stuff like that. But yeah, I'm into that.
When I was younger, when I used to be a proper tomboy, I used to be in all that. But nowadays, not so much.
Yeah. So anyway, games. There's a game that just come out recently that really got nostalgic for me, which was Streets of Rage 4. And I've been playing a lot of that. That's my game at the moment that I'm playing, aside from Animal Crossing, yeah. Streets of Rage 4, because it's just a real it's an old type of beat 'em up game, but they've just they've just made it a lot better graphically, but the music's still there. It's just been revamped a bit. So yeah, very nostalgic for me. But yeah, I'm kind of I'm more into sort of, I'll go back and play really old games retro games and stuff. Than so much of the new stuff that comes. I don't know what it is. I'm not really onto the whole online stuff either, if I'm honest. I don't really enjoy that. I don't sit there with the headset and all the rest of it. I just can't bring myself to that just yet. But are you one of these
people?
Yeah, are you one of those people that you get on and you're ripping into people? and then you find out they're like a 10-year-old kid at the end of the line or something.
How honoured shall I be?